Welcome to the second episode of the No Script podcast. Let's introduce our guest. Congratulations to Ramiz, my Albanian brother.
Thank you, guys.
Glad to have you, brother. You just won a huge fight as a plus 280 underdog. How does it feel?
Amazing, man. It just, I think I'm kind of at a loss for words at times, right? Because I see where my career was about 2 years ago, and now seeing all the hard work starting to pay off and, ruining people that don't know how to bet parlays when they bet against me, ruining those parlays.
So
is always
talk
good.
to me about that, because on Twitter, there's people, I mean, it's ruthless when it comes to the MMA betting community. I mean,
Yeah.
do you ever pay attention to stuff like that? Does it get to you? Do you see it? I mean, how do you feel about the whole MMA betting community?
So when I'm in camp, funny enough, I try to stay off social media as much as possible. I don't like distractions too much. I'm a very cut and clear focused guy. You know what I mean? But I'm a guy that I keep receipts, right? Mm-hmm. And I like to laugh. I never take shit too seriously. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
When it comes to shit talking, I've been accustomed to it. You know what I mean? From the household, from the way I grew up, from everything like that. We, from an Albanian household,
Albania, baby.
We're used to getting annihilated by our family members and stuff like that. So criticism and praise, they come from the same place, right? They come from the same mouth, so it doesn't really matter. But I wait until after my fight, and usually I'll go to Twitter and I'll see, guys are like, Brahimaj's a one-round fighter. He fucking sucks. He's going to gas out. It's sub or bust. And I'm like, yeah, hold this right here, baby.
Yeah,
I'm about to go into the second round to do this shit.
So something I wanted, we actually just had a beautiful conversation outside before the pod started, and we got pretty deep into feelings before a fight, and you brought up George St. Pierre and how normal it is, and how if you're not feeling nervous, because me, I wrestled, I trained as well for a while, and I would get butterflies, I would get nervous, and when I asked you, you said same thing. You get nervous before every fight. Normally not during camp, but you said during weigh-ins and face-offs, and when it's time to go, when it's quiet. Well,
because I realize how much is on the line, right? For me, I'm a guy that I used to run away from feelings and stuff like that. I'd be like, oh no, dude, I don't want to be feeling this. I don't want to be feeling this. Now I'm at a point in my life and my career where, why run away from those emotions and from those feelings when all the great fighters, feel them. George St. Pierre, for instance. And during camp, I like to watch a lot of war movies. I like to watch a lot of kind of barbaric stuff to set me in the mode for what I'm about to go do.
Troy 300?
100%. Actually, Vietnam was the kind of the mood for this last one. So I was watching a bunch of Apocalypse Now and all those crazy good movies. But as I was saying, you watch the greats, and I like to study these people a lot, and a lot of people, they look at Mike Tyson, for instance, and they say this dude's nuts. You know what I mean? Like, but when you really look at Mike Tyson, you see such a genius to that guy. He studies so much about all the great fighters of the past, the present. And one thing that you'll notice with all of these great fighters is that they're very present. They don't run away from emotions. When adversity strikes them, they're ready to handle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So taking that, I think that's also another little crease that I've added to my game, and I think it's definitely going to propel me to the next level. So feeling all those emotions, feeling everything is very big. It's key for me.
I think the most important thing in fighting too, it's mental. It's 90% mental, especially when you're stepping in there. And you talk about the nerves. I feel like competing in anything, I mean, we've all wrestled, we've all done different things. Once that bell rings and you start, it just all goes away.
Oh,
you're
100%.
Locked in, ready to go.
100%.
And that's how I've always felt. I feel like anytime I competed in anything, once that bell rings, it's like, okay.
You don't hear anything except
you're
maybe your coaches sometimes,
you're
right?
good.
No, I hear his coaches.
Yeah.
I download information from his coaches too. I know it's not always good to listen fully to what the other coaches say, because sometimes they speak in code. It's kind of like it's a funny thing to say.
It's like football.
What do you mean they're speaking in code?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But sometimes they'll mask the job with a certain thing. But for me, I pick up on tendencies, and I try to be ever present. I listen to my corner, I listen to his corner, and I did a lot of that in my last fight, actually.
And a lot of people sometimes, especially when you're fighting a fight and it gets loud and things like that, talk to me about fighting in the Apex and then fighting in an arena with fans, because are you hearing damn near everything when you're in the arena as well? Are they that close where you hear it, or is it?
You know, it's funny for me because I'm a guy. When I sign a contract, I don't give a shit. We can fight in the basement as long as I'm getting paid, brother. I'm gonna scrap with you. You know what I mean? Like the second that I sign a contract, as long as I'm healthy, as long as I'm good, I'm gonna show up to the fight and I'm gonna scrap. A lot of people complain about the Apex. I love the Apex. I love stadium crowd. You know what I mean? Obviously, the energy is there. It's such a different energy. The only difference is it's such a different energy. At the Apex, you have maybe 200, 300 people, max, actually. Then when you fight in front of a crowd, you land the head kick or you land the right hand. Or
you hear the roar.
You hear the roar and you're like, oh, shit. Like, when I fought at Madison Square Garden, like, there was just... very few things in life can ever compare to that. But in terms of hearing things, you know, I'm very fortunate to where I can still hear what's going on, what's being said, what's being heard. And I think that's like what we said earlier, you know, about the nerves, about everything. The human mind, the human body, it does some incredible things, right? Because you're in such a moment of high stress, high violence.
Heightened senses.
100%. Swear to God, nail right on the head.
Yeah.
Heightened senses. You can hear what's going on, what's being said. And I think that's the thing about being present in a fight that a lot of people don't understand. You know, like, for me, I don't care to go put on a fight of the night, to be honest. I want to score a performance of the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fight of the night means that I was getting fucked up.
Yeah, it was a war.
It was a war. Yeah. And I don't like wars too much. I mean, I've been involved in them. I don't care.
You can do it, but you want longevity to your career.
I want longevity in the career. If I know that I could avoid jabs, crosses, hooks, front kicks, everything like that, and find a way to finish the fight, 100%, I'm going to do that. You know?
Yeah. And I would just want to talk about your most recent 2 fights. I mean, you had some great submissions. Your front choke series that you had, I mean, when you had that guillotine, and the Billy Goff fight, your elbow got to the ceiling, and I never seen someone fall the way they just fell in that fight, because that was a spot where it's like, what the fuck? I thought the dude died for a second. Like, that's how bad it was.
I was scared too. You know, for me, I'm a competitor. I'm a fighter. You know what I mean? I know Bilal said this last week, and Bilal makes great points. Like, he has a very good mind for fighting, and it's a dude that I like talking to, especially about matchups, about fighting in general, because he has such a good taste for fighting. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I also understand that it's the spirit of competition. You know what I mean? Like, I respect my opponents for stepping up, right? Any man that steps across from me that I'm gonna share the octagon with, that's a part of my life and a part of my health in that moment that we're never gonna get back. You know what I mean? And it's a very high honor for me. You know what I mean? I'm a very respectful fighter, respectable. Like, I don't cross lines. I don't do any of that. I'll engage in some banter here and there. But, you know, whenever I fought Billy Goff and I choked him out, I was like, dude, I hope he's okay. Like, honest to God. Yeah. And I get that the referee's job is very hard. And I know what it is to I know when guys are about to go out. You know what I mean? I never want to be excessive in it, but it was definitely one of those chokes where when I saw it, I was like, fuck, man, I kind of feel bad, you know. But in the spot that I'm in, you know, you don't really have time to feel bad. You can't, because it's like it's either him or me, and I got to be selfish.
It's kill or be killed.
It is. Yeah. It truly is. I swear to God.
You told me something outside as well, where this last fight, he was one of the strongest men you've ever felt. You said at weigh-ins when he grabbed your hand and arm, you knew right there this was going to be a tug of war.
I knew he was
for Vanderford or for Billy Goff?
No, Vanderford.
He said it was the strongest dude he's held with.
Well, it's the wrestling too, man. I think the reason you were such a big underdog is people don't realize how good you are on the ground, and I think they underestimated your ability to get back to your feet.
I had no idea you're a world's champion in jiu-jitsu. You just told me that.
I won in 2019 at blue belt, and I did it at heavyweight.
Wow,
and it was crazy. It was
That's crazy.
The funniest thing ever, man. I was my jiu-jitsu coach, Laurent's in Dallas. Laurent's Marion. They got an amazing jiu-jitsu program going on over there with Stefan and all those guys at Grappling Institute in downtown Dallas, like top of the line grapplers. These guys are all like ADCC world champions, everything like that. And I remember in 2019, I had we could get into it if you want. I had been pulled from the Contender series. I was supposed to main event against Miguel Baiza.
Okay.
No way.
A week and a half prior to the fight, they found a tumor in orbit with my eye, and I had it removed. Fucking craziest shit ever.
Has it affected you ever since?
No, never. You know what the craziest thing about this whole ordeal was? I never had blurred vision, never had anything, and I'm gonna just drop the gem. It's crazy as hell. I was gonna try and do it on the Joe Rogan podcast. I mean, I'll still do it on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Joe, hope you're listening. I definitely want to get on the podcast one of these days. Please, man, hook it up. But so in 2015 or 16, I had a nasty car wreck. They sent me to the emergency room in downtown Dallas at Baylor Medical Center, and they released me. I was like, man, I feel all right. You know, I was hit. I was in the emergency lane. I was hit by a car going 75 miles an hour. I was a complete standstill. Wow. I was driving a Mercedes-Benz E500. So shout out to Mercedes. Okay. German motherfuckers, they know how to make cars.
I got the G-Wagon. I love it. Yep,
yeah, 100%. So you're going to be safe no matter what. 100%. But they send me to the downtown Dallas location, and they're injecting me with morphine like 4 times.
No way.
I think this dude's paralyzed and this and that. They pull me out. They put me on the stretcher, everything like that. And craziest thing is they're doing the CT scans and everything, right? Yeah. Top to bottom, 100%. And the guy goes, you have like a bunch of herniated discs in your back and in your neck, whatever, whatnot. And they're like, you know, we're going to release you, whatever. Little did they did not tell me. But in 2015, they picked up the tumor in my eye. They didn't disclose it. They did not disclose it, but it was on my medical records. It was on the CD, on the disc. Okay.
Why wouldn't they? Yeah.
Craziest thing, I guess they just overlooked it. Fast forward to 2019, Dr. Davidson, have to give him another shout out. I always give Dr. D the speech. One of the best human beings. He's one of the lead doctors for the UFC. He's the guy that gives approvals and everything like that for fighters whenever they're injured, everything. So shout out to Dr. Davidson.
Dr. D.
UFC always employs like the best people, right?
For sure.
So I get a message. It's the last thing that I'm doing before the week before my fight, week and a half before my fight. And I get an email. And they're like, hey, Ramiz, you have your last set of medicals, and it's going to be MRIs. Bear in mind, in Texas, you don't need MRIs to fight, right? Like, Texas is like bare minimum. They don't give a shit. Like, Texas is just like, you guys want to scrap? Yeah, okay.
There's a few states where it's like
Mississippi's the craziest. I think up until recently, I don't know if they still do it, but Mississippi, I remember when I was coming up, they asked me to fight in Mississippi. They're like, hey, you could throw soccer kicks.
No way.
I'm dead serious. Stomps and soccer kicks were completely legal in Mississippi. I gave it a consideration, but I was like, man.
I would love to see knees legal on the ground.
Yeah, that would be vicious.
That would change the game.
Back to your story.
So last set of medicals I'm doing for the Contender series, and I'm like, dude, this is my moment right now. You know, I'm about to get into the UFC main event slot. Dana Hunter, Sean Shelby, Mick Maynard, everybody's gonna be there. I'm so fucking ready. You know, I put in a crazy camp, everything like that. Last set of medicals that I'm doing is my MRIs of my brain. The very next day, I get an email. Hey, Ramiz, we found some abnormal findings in your MRI. We need you to go see a neurologist.
A specialist for it, right? Yeah.
Dude, I get chills right now thinking about it. It's crazy. So I go to the neurologist, see him. He's like, hey, you know, no need to worry. I just want to make sure it's not a cyst or a tumor. He said, if it's a cyst, we'll be all right. But he said, I need you to do this like we're doing an emergency MRI right now with contrast, with dye, with everything. Give it a day. He goes, hey, this looks like a cyst, but I could be wrong. I need to send you into another guy in Dallas. Because I went like probably an hour and a half outside of Dallas.
Yeah.
I go to this other guy, Dr. Corona, and he's like one of their leading neurologists, neurosurgeons, does all of that stuff. And he goes, hey, Bubba, like, I'm sorry, but this is a tumor. And he goes, I have no idea how in the world.
You don't have headaches.
Yeah. He's
migraines.
Like, no blurred vision, no split, no nothing. He goes, and I go, in my head, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, can I still fight? He's
no way. Okay.
I swear to God, I was like, hey, I've been fighting up until this point. I was like, I don't think you understand. Like, I'm fighting next week. I'm main eventing the Contender series.
Like, cut it out now. I'll be good to go.
I'm like, is there like, what can we do? Like, can you hold off on this until next week?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
He goes, no.
He
goes, you have no idea. Like, if you get punched or kneed or kicked, all you need is a simple fracture to your orbital. It's going to deflate the tumor is going to erupt, and it's going to deflate your eyeball.
Wow.
He said legitimately.
Wow.
It was. I can show you guys the pictures. I'll show you guys after the podcast.
Yeah.
You guys can post everything. It's fucking crazy. Nobody really knows too much about this. The story gets crazier. I go, like I said, that was the first time I ever went to a Contender series. They gave me tickets, everything like that. So my opponent fights. He's the first fight of the night. You ready for this?
Huh.
This is God right here, 100%. And I was like, I looked up and I was like, hey, thank you. I love you. You know, I'm sorry for being a shithead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Main event. 2 light heavyweights. Tony Johnson, I still remember their names. And another guy, I think he's from up here or Milwaukee or somewhere. Alton Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Cunningham, yeah.
I think Cunningham, if I'm not mistaken, was in the corner that I was supposed to be in on everything I love. First punch that gets thrown, Alton Cunningham's orbital gets broken.
Oh, man.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nuts.
Now that should have been a huge eye opener for you. Literally, like no pun intended.
Yeah, no pun
you were
intended.
like,
It was
wow,
crazy. I think I've had
that was God. 100%.
I think I have a pretty unique story in terms of fighting and everything like that.
So talk to me about what happened after that. How was your journey then to get back
Your recovery?
into the UFC?
How long was that?
Your recovery, everything about that.
Crazy as fuck. I mean, I had when I got signed to the UFC, it was during COVID. I was scheduled to fight Takashi Sato, but just rewind just a little bit, going back to the Worlds.
Yeah.
Before that, I had recovery, thank God. The way that they did the surgery, they opened my eyelid and they pulled the eyeball down in the socket, removed extracted the tumor. Because the other one that they were going to do was a bone flap where they would saw the side of my bone right here and then extract the tumor. So thank God that they did the eye flap, right?
Yeah.
Where they went in the eyelid, they took the tumor out and everything like that. So fast forward probably like 2 months. I wasn't really supposed to be training, but I'm kind of retarded a little bit.
You were going. You're Albanian. You're not retarded. You're Albanian.
We're hard-headed. The Turks call us Arnaout. They call us hard-heads, and it's for good reason. Like I think the whole Balkans has an issue with us because that's just Albanians. There's just it's a never say die. Yeah, 100%. That's
Spartan
a real
blood.
thing.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, I'm doing all these grappling tournaments right after my surgery, and my jiu-jitsu coach goes, "Hey, I think you should try Worlds." It's 2 weeks before Worlds.
Yeah.
Back to being nervous.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, I don't know. And then there's just something in my brain that's like, bitch, do it. Stop being such a bitch.
Go find out.
Go find out.
Yeah.
So go to Anaheim, and me and my coach, Laurence, we get an Airbnb at Newport Beach. Beautiful spot, everything. And I'm just enjoying the California life and everything like that. Spent a couple of days in California. Fast forward, we get to the World Championship. I get there, and I'm like looking at all these dudes, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just sign up for?
These guys are dogs.
It was like 100 and something man bracket.
Yeah.
I'm like the 40th seed. Nobody knows who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Even better.
Nothing. Even better. I'm like looking at all these dudes at Fight Sports Miami, all these Brazilians.
And you said this was at heavyweight?
Yeah, heavyweight. I did it at heavyweight, legitimately.
What made you do it at heavyweight?
I just didn't want to cut weight. I was like fucking lazy.
He was eating.
I just rolled up. I ate an acai bowl the day of. I'm like, fuck, it was amazing. I was chilling. I was like, I love this shit.
Yeah.
And
great.
I get there, and then I'm warming up, and I'm like, fuck, these dudes are big. I'm like, I'm like looking at my coach, and I'm like looking at these Brazilians and like fucking all these these dudes from like all around the world. They're like, I think my first match I drew this kid from Finland. He was like one of their national wrestlers or something. He hits a lateral drop on me, and then I go right into the guillotine. Craziest thing, I did not give up a point en route to my world championship, nor an advantage point.
Wow.
And I shut everybody out, submitted everybody. In my last match, I think I drew an Ohio State finalist. He was a red shirt, wrestled at Ohio State.
Ohio's, those are some.
Yeah, they're good, man.
Killers.
It was the craziest thing. And I remember like my coach, he looked at me and he's like, dude, you just won Worlds. And I was like, that was cool. I was like,
let's go get In-N-Out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I ate sushi, tacos, In-N-Out. I was like having a blast.
Of course.
But it was crazy. And then COVID happens. And UFC hits up my manager, and they're like, hey, we're looking for welterweights. Do you have any? And my manager's like, yeah, sure. Threw my name in the hat, and I got signed. I was scheduled to fight Takashi Sato on 2 weeks' notice, and was ready. Went over there. My cornerman tested positive for COVID.
Oh my god!
So they told me, they're like, hey, do you want to stay in Vegas for 2 weeks? I was like, fuck no. They're like, do you want to quarantine? I was like, fuck no. I was like, give me a car. Drove all the way back down to Texas.
Oh no way.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is during that period, during COVID, I went to Fight Island, ended up taking a couple of those trips from Vegas to Texas because sometimes we'd have people test positive for COVID.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, hey, do you want to? I'm like,
fill in backup.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to stay in Vegas. I'm like, fuck no, dude. I'm like, Vegas gets boring after
desert.
Especially during COVID, it was probably
dude. It was just everything sucked.
Yeah.
But anyways, needless to say, fast forward, I make my debut. I have a tough fight against Max Griffin. It was pretty fun. My ear gets sliced fucking almost nearly off.
That was crazy.
It was crazy.
That was brutal. I'm not going to lie. That was, I mean, I'm sure we're going to pull it up.
Yeah.
Pictures right now. This is a clip, but bro, that was some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was nuts. You know what's funny is that when it happened, I thought the side of my head was split open. And I was like, fuck. I was like, did I just split my head open? And then I'm like, no, that's my ear. And I'm like, all right, well, let's try and hide it from the ref. And fucking, I got about a minute and something left. I was like, let's try to go to decision. I was like, fuck that.
You're a savage.
I started putting my. I mean, if you see the film, I'm like this. I'm like, I'm pressed up against the cage. I'm like trying to put my ear up. I'm like, no, we got this shit. And then Mark Smith. Shout out to Mark Smith, one of the best referees in the game. I always say this. Mark Smith has such an educated approach towards fighting, and his understanding of fighting is amazing. So Mark Smith sees it and he's like, stop. Me and Mark Smith, we have that moment for the rest of our lives. He actually told me, he's like, hey, you know, because I had a tendency of like, not like, I guess, trauma where I was like, oh, let me put a little bit of Vaseline over here so nothing ever happens after that. But he told me, he's like, you can't be doing that, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess they filed a complaint against me for doing that. But anyways, it was fun. And then my UFC career in the beginning was a little rocky, was going 1-1, and then I just decided to make a change. Before my Mickey Gall fight, I was like, man, I feel like I'm not getting the training I need, the coaching I need. I feel like I'm just stagnant. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm fucking up, and I know what my potential is, and I know what I can do, and I know who I can become. I truly do. And I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I can give the fans, and I know what I can give the matchmakers for the UFC. And, you know, there was a very sobering moment that I had with myself prior to my Mickey Gall fight. I just came back from another injury, another setback, where my whole career was about to be done. I was out for 2 years. I had spinal stenosis, and my C4 or my C5 in my back was compressed so much. They tried to get me to do surgery, but I was like, man, fuck that shit. My arm was like, I felt like the dude from Scary Movie. Like my arm got cocked up. And I could not open my hand. So I was like telling people, I was like, you gonna fall, hold my hand, you gonna hurt yourself. So I'm like, my fingers, I couldn't open my hand at all. Have videos of that shit. It's
all connected like that.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. So it was like, it was a brachial plexus injury. Technically, it turned out to be that. Could not open my right arm. I'll show you guys pictures of that too. I blimped up to like 226. Wow. My right arm was completely atrophied. Like I lost all muscle in my arm. And I remember when I was going through the physical therapy and everything like that, the doctors were telling me, they're like, man, I don't know if you could ever train again, let alone lift weights. I mean, for like 3 months, I was trying to pull a 5-pound band down, and I was like right here. I could not, physically, only like 3 fingers, like they would get like this, my bottom 2.
And look at you now.
Dude, yeah, exactly. And I had that moment. It was after my fight in May of 2024. My dad actually slapped the shit out of me after that fight. He goes, did you come here to like fight, or did you come here to like fuck?
That's an Albanian dad.
You know, he's like, what did you come here to do? He's like, you came here to hug or like look, or, you know, he's like, you're changing your coaching, you're changing everything. He's like, you're fucking done.
It's a good man.
I don't give a fuck how you do it. He said, I don't give a fuck where you go. He said, you're going to do it. He said, if you stay where you're at right now, he's like, it's going to tarnish our relationship. He said, because I know who you are. I know what you're capable of. I know what you could do. He said, that's it. Had a conversation a couple months later with Bilal. Everything changed. Everything changed, you know.
Iron sharpens iron. I always say that Bilal will take you to the next level. His mind, his IQ for fighting, his wrestling. How he drives people.
100%. And the whole VFS team, bro, they're building something. You guys are really building something special. Your guys' gym is one of the best gyms right 100%. Now, I think, in the world. And is that, were you always close with Bilal, or is that kind of when you guys got together?
No, me and Bilal, funny enough, he actually cornered me for one of my fights. It was my last fight on my first contract when I fought this kid, Michael Gilmore. He cornered me. Me and Nacho were fighting on the same card. And it's funny because Meech, I think, was cornering Nacho. Demetrius Willis, he cornered me my last fight. Tremendous job by Demetrius Willis. And me and Bilal have always had a good relationship. You know, I've always cared about Bilal, and I've genuinely, like, I was so fucking happy when the dude won the belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just because I knew how much it meant. Like, that dude, like, he starts off the UFC, has a rocky first, you know, go at the UFC. A lot of people don't like him. He gets a lot of unwarranted hate.
Which is just crazy because he's the best human in the world.
Dude,
he's
honest to God,
literally the best human. And no one works harder than him. No one deserves it more than that man. He's a good friend. He's a good partner, really a good father.
And he cares a lot. He cares a lot. And I got to give it to, like, you know, this in fighting, man, just his life in general. But fighting, I've always looked at fighting as such a pure sport because you can't hide in fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fighting, you can't hide in fighting.
No, it'll show.
It's gonna.
It'll show how you are in adversity, when you're hurt, when 100%. You're hit, when you're winning, when you're everything. It'll make you or break you.
I think something, and Bilal did this as well too. Being able to go to different gyms, like, okay, I see a lot of people and a lot of fighters, not just UFC fighters, but up and coming fighters as well. They're at one gym and they kind of just feel like, I have to stay at this gym no matter what.
Loyalty to their coaches, their
and you
friends.
Can have loyalty, and you can have loyalty to coaches.
But you got to think about your career, your money, your life.
It's not just that. It's the fact that you can take a little piece of something from every gym you go to.
Learn,
so
evolve.
you can go to this gym, you can go to that gym, you can take a piece here, here, wherever you go.
No, for sure.
And you can evolve as a fighter, and I think that's what Bilal
some
did.
fighters don't like it though. They don't want other fighters coming into their gym as well.
I agree with that.
Right?
Listen.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. Listen, you have to. There's many factors, right? So, you know, when I came to Chicago, when I came to Chicago and I got ready for Mickey Gall, I was fucking nervous, dude. I swear to God, I was like, damn, I don't know nobody. This is just a complete change. You know, I was so used to where I was before and not making changes and everything. But I remember there's this saying that my grandma, she always told me when I was a kid, and my dad just kept repeating it. It's Albanian saying, "Lu ideal se tlu na foka." It means keep going and luck is gonna find. Like, you and luck are eventually gonna go hand in hand.
You're gonna meet.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet. You know what I mean? And once that meeting happens, it's like a date with destiny and fate. If you're staying at the same place, you could pray, you could do whatever you want, but you're still stagnant, right?
Yeah.
Water that doesn't move is stagnant. It's not drinkable, non-potable water, right? Water that moves, you could drink. It flourishes. It waters everything.
Bend it to any shape, it'll flow. Yeah, you're going to evolve wherever you go. I always say, even if you're not a fighter, even if you're not training for a sport, you should leave your hometown.
Oh, yeah.
And see new friends, new sights. If you take the same steps every day and take the same circle every day and the same conversations, the same restaurants, you're going to have the same small town views, small town goals, small town life.
And that's why I think college is for too, like going away for school or just even meeting new people. Like, you have to meet new people. Yeah, you have to break away from your hometown normalness that you've had for the 18 plus years that you've been.
It's been the best thing I've ever done. I've lived in Newport, San Diego, Bay Area, Chicago. I'm going to move to Florida as well soon. Like, I think, just conquering new places, you learn a lot about yourself. And I think that was the biggest thing for you.
Yeah, it was 100%. Like I said, Mike Valley has an amazing mind for fighting, and when I pair those two up, and I got my guys back in Dallas that I train with, and I go down to Houston. I like I said, I've been very fortunate enough. Obviously, it's come with a sacrifice because it's not necessarily so easy to do that all the time. You know what I mean? It's traveling, you're going to a new place, but I think also, like what we said back earlier, the culture of a team, of a gym. You don't want to go to a place that you got guys that are going to hurt you, or you got guys that might look at you and be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to download this data. Fuck this guy. I'm
they see it as infiltrating their gym because he might have a guy in his weight class, right? And you have a relationship with your boys, right? And your coach, but now Ramiz is coming in, and it's like, who's this guy think he is from Texas? Let's show him what's up. And there's a lot of things like that at camps. You've seen it with Bilal and Strickland when they've been in the same gym. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But it's not. I think there's, and that's why it's important. A lot of guys that have made it to the top have had a really tight knit core group. Yeah. And not even just like a perfect example, believe it or not, and it sucks the way he turned out, but it's Conor McGregor. When you look at McGregor coming up, the tight knit circle that he had, and the discipline around him, and the gym, and the small core of people he had with his team, that's what you need to get to the top. Look at Bilal. He has his tight-knit group. They made it to the top. You don't need some huge gym. You don't need to go to one of the
Look
bigger
at Hamza,
gyms.
right?
Yeah,
Hamza, that's a great example.
A lot of guys have had tight-knit groups and had a ton of success with their core guys based on how they train, how they look at the fight, and everything that they do leading up to the fight.
100%. It all matters. Now, let's go over. So you just won your fight.
Let's do it.
Who do you want next? Who would you like to call out? Who do you see yourself standing against the other side of the octagon against?
Realistically, a fight that I would love, man, and I say this with all due respect because I know that it would be an absolute banger of a fight, is Michael Chiesa, man.
That's a big fight.
That would be it's a very big name, and I think it's something that is it's going to be a great fight. It's going to have a lot of great scrambles.
Yeah.
It's going to have a lot of high-level grappling, and I think it's going to be a delight for so many people to watch. You know, you're going to see two guys that go after it with submissions, and as I've shown in my past couple of outings, I don't give a fuck to strike. I'll go out there with you, and I'll strike with the best of them, you know?
I love that call out. Hunter, if you're watching this, make that happen.
Absolutely.
That's a great call out.
Let's do it. You know, probably on that Paramount card in January.
You'd like to fight in January?
I would love to fight January, February. I'd love it. You know, I think it would be amazing. I think on that Paramount card with, I think, who is it? If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Ilya and Gaethje headlining.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, listen, obviously in this sport, you're never guaranteed nothing. But I think just my body of work, my last 3 fights have been pretty good. I mean, listen.
Yeah.
You're a draw. That underdog victory you just had alone, they noticed that.
Listen,
they love that.
Not even just that. You were over a 2-1 dog in your last 2 fights.
Yeah.
You had 2 performance bonuses.
Yeah.
And you're on a 3-fight win streak. Yeah,
That's
3 finishes, 3-fight win streak.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
it doesn't get better than that.
If you get one more, you're going to be able to. They're going to start asking you who you want. You know.
I would love that, and obviously that's like what we said earlier. That's what I worked so hard for. I mean, as me and Giordani were talking outside, the last guy that I fought, Austin Vanderford, 100%. The physicality, you could say whatever you want, right? But number one, you don't contend for a Bellator title against Gegard Mousasi for no reason.
Oh, for sure.
He has wins over extremely tough guys, i.e. Fabian Edwards.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
The Edwards family over here.
And look at what Fabian's work. He's
I mean, he just won the PFL championship, and he knocked out Dalton Rasta.
Yep.
Dalton Rasta's an amazing fighter.
Really
so
good. And people think these guys in Bellator. I know people came over from Bellator and had a couple of shaky starts. But bro, there's a lot of guys. Look at MVP. Came in, looked really well. Gave a lot of people problems. Ian Gary, arguably, I still think, lost that fight against MVP in the 3rd round. He's holding on to him. So there's a lot of guys in Bellator that come over and are successful. You could look at a guy like Ben Askren, came over later on in his career, was already really old, didn't have the success others will have, but I think there's a lot of good guys in Bellator and PFL.
Of course.
And
a lot of good guys. They're second best.
Listen, I think it's just a testament, 100%. But I think it's just a testament. What a lot of people don't understand is, I've been in the UFC now 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I've had a rocky start, whatnot, but it doesn't matter. I've always programmed myself to believe, hey, man, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
For sure.
And the rest of my career is going to be the best of my career. 100%.
Look at Charles Oliveira. He had a rocky start, right?
He had a rough start.
So many fighters, listen, you're going to evolve. It's taking that first loss and learning from it is huge, and it's something a lot of guys did. I mean, Bilal against Alan Jouban, still, till this day, I think is one of the best fights we've seen in years.
Agreed.
I mean, he makes his debut short notice, and it's absolute war, fight of the night, and then people hate on him for like the next couple fights because he wins a bunch of decisions. But still, it's insane. Like, all you guys are throwing down, especially you, Bilal, and some of the top guys at VFS. Ignacio Bahamundas, crazy fights, crazy finishes. This whole gym is producing killers.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. And like, it's just a testament to the environment, like I said there, you know. And for me personally, I would love to see myself at these heights that I've always dreamed of, that I've always imagined. And like we said earlier, I think Austin Vanderford was a pretty good name. He has a pretty big following. He's been around for a while.
Elite.
He's freakishly strong. I'll tell you one thing. Don't be surprised if you see Austin Vanderford going on a pretty good win streak and rattling off some wins. I mean, honest to God, like he came into the UFC, finished Nikolai, who hasn't been finished in the UFC. Extremely tough. Very tough guy.
Yeah.
Right? And he went out there and finished him in the 2nd round. You know, Austin is very dangerous. He's an extremely dangerous, very accredited super decorated wrestler.
Yes.
And like I said, I personally, if I had to pick, if I had the ability to say something, I would love to fight Michael Chiesa. Because like I said, I think it does a lot for me. I think a win over Chiesa, especially a finish over Chiesa, and I know that it will be an electrifying fight.
Oh, for sure.
A win over him, a finish over him.
You're right there.
I'm right there, you know, and I know I'm like knocking on the top 15's door.
Yes.
Say whatever you want, but I always bring the fight. It doesn't matter to me, like we said earlier, you know, I guess I am delusional, right? I've been delusional enough to this point to believe myself to get here, right?
Yeah,
after
100%.
all the
if you don't believe in yourself, no one's going to believe in you anyways,
nobody's
right?
going to
You got to be
believe
the
in
first
you, man.
one at that.
Nobody's going to believe in you,
Something I'd
man.
like to talk about before we get into some picks. Two things is how you spoke it to the universe. You told me before Bruce Buffer's announcing it, you're out in the octagon, you're looking at him across eye to eye, you're raising your hands, and what did you say on repeat when you stared at him?
I said, I already won, I'm going to break you.
I'm going to break you. You kept saying, I'm going to break you, looking at him.
Yeah.
And you spoke that into existence, and I hope you do that every single time you see
100%,
someone. Every time.
100%.
Put it out there. Let the universe respond, you know?
Yeah.
And then one more thing about that fight. When you smelt the iron, you smelt the pennies. When you smelt that blood coming up.
You're going to get me arrested, bro. You're going to get me arrested. People are going to think I'm a serial killer.
I love
Bro, that head kick.
Yeah.
And
I did not know the cut was that deep on
The cut was
You could
bad.
see his skull, so clip that. But you just showed me a photo, but you could literally, whole eyebrow bone cut open, and you can see his actual skull.
It was a vicious
Split
head
him.
kick. Yeah.
And he was wondering where the blood was gushing from, you said.
Yeah, so funny enough, I started to pick up on a read of his jab and then found the counter, and then the kick was there. When I threw the kick, I heard a snap, like a loud pop, like it sounded like loud as hell. And my foot started to hurt once he shot in, like credit to Austin, like incredible senses to right away as soon as he's hurt. And I grabbed the front headlock and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, dude, did I just break my foot? Because I thought I hit his elbow.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it went body, but then right after we get tangled up and we're so close to each other, I start to smell iron. Like I smell blood, and I'm like, oh man, he's bleeding. I'm like, where's it coming from? And then everything starts to get a little bit slippery. And I know my corner, they were yelling. They're like, hey, let him up. But I was like, no, I want to take the sense of security away from him. Like I want to eliminate the entire sense of security. So I started to go to the elbows because, as we said earlier, I trust in my grappling that much. I know what caliber grappler I am. Wrestler, counter wrestler, everything.
Yeah, walk me through
submission
that choke.
threat.
Yeah,
100%.
As it's getting, because there's blood everywhere. I'm sure.
You know, he was doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And I just told myself, I said in the moment, I said, dude, you are not tired at all. I said, scramble with this motherfucker. Something's gonna give, right? Because he was doing such an excellent job with his head positioning.
Yeah.
But he knew that the threat of the guillotine was there. So I hit a pretty high level. It's a relatively rare choke. It's called a 10-finger choke, blood choke. But prior to that, I was staying on the front headlock, and I have this thing that I always do where I cup the nose and the mouth.
Just make them uncomfortable.
Make them uncomfortable.
Make them
but
move.
one thing I noticed is that you see my hand wraps, they're filled with blood, is blood started dripping into my hand. And I felt it, and I was like trying to put it back into his nose and his mouth to make him panic even more.
Choking this guy with his own blood.
Yeah, no, legit. Because I was like, hey, man, something's going to give. If
Look at how much is going on that you don't even know. You're like, okay, he's on top of him. You know, you're like,
because in the angle, like the angle of the UFC broadcast, you can't really
think about
see
those
it.
thoughts though. He's like, no one knows. We're like, damn, okay, he's trying to do something, but this is all going in his head. I smell blood. I'm going to smother his with his own blood.
100%. And it's so fast. It's like I said, I was just in the moment so much that I knew it's stuff that I've reverted to, and I have so many series that I have like that. Like it's almost like I have a book at home where I have writings down of different chokes of different series, not just guillotines, but several different positions that I've learned through catch wrestling and through all of this stuff. So when I was in that moment, I was like, hey man, this dude's really hurt really bad. Let's make him panic. Right? And I know DC said, hey, man, he's doing a great job of keeping his head in the middle. But as I said, I reverted right back to a series that I have for counter wrestling, right? And like I said earlier, I did not want my opponent to feel safe in any single position. Yeah. And I knew he was anticipating for me to release. That's why he was saying so close. And I knew he was going to reshoot again. So I was like, you know what? Let's do this. I was like, the second that he starts to get in between my legs, I'm going to start going for a 10-finger. And it's almost like a cow catcher where I control the head. Just to isolate the head only, right? And Bilal and I had talked about it. Charles Racky and I have talked about it, and even Mike Valley. We were just saying, hey, if it's there, go for it. You know what I mean? And I just trust my grappling that much that I knew the second that I started to smell blood, I was just staying there, and it was making him panic, and it was frustrating him, right? Because the last thing you want to do is while you're bleeding, while you're hurt, if you're clearing the cobwebs, is the threat of a submission, right? Because now it's like, okay, well, oh shit, I just got done getting blasted.
He's panicking.
Now he's on the prowl for a submission. Like it's just like, holy shit.
Constantly defending something.
I want to threaten at all times. I never want. It's my philosophy whenever I fight. I want to have a calculated approach towards it, but I never want my opponents to feel safe when they fight me. There should be no moment in the fight where he feels safe.
You have your next 5 chess moves planned out.
100%, absolutely. Okay. And I try to do that, like I said, by staying in the moment as much as possible. Not me, myself, I always tell myself, I'm like, hey, you're bigger than this moment. So just being ever present in there. And it's once that started to happen, he made one mistake. Like the second that happened, he lifted his head up to try to alleviate the hands and stuff. And as soon as I felt his neck, I was like, this is it. I was like, 10-finger choke.
You knew as soon as you felt it.
As soon as I felt it, I was like, he's fucked. I was like, this is 100%. This is mine right now.
Yeah.
I was like, 2 things are going to happen. He's going to tap or he's going to go to sleep. I was like, I'm preparing for it. And once I started to hear him gargling, I was like, he's done.
You knew it.
The second that I felt the gargling, it happened against Billy Goff too. It was funny enough is when Billy Goff reshot, I felt his Adam's apple, and he tried to swallow it, like shot up.
Yeah.
And I felt it like right here, and then I was like, all right, right now we're gonna go ninja choke, high elbow choke. And once I went to high elbow choke, I was like, he's not getting out of this. I was like, he's not getting out. There's no way.
When you know, you know.
Yeah, you know. I felt him go limp, and I was like, he's done.
I love it. Okay, so we have a big card coming up this weekend. I want some of your opinions.
Okay.
And it's Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gahn.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So what do you like, Zaid? Let's give the people who've enjoyed this episode, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, we started first. Let's kind of recap a little bit of what happened this past weekend.
Oh my God,
huge win for Brendan Allen.
Can we I just forgot to say I went 11 for 11 with you.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, we destroyed the card.
Not good. You can't get better. That was
perfect card. It's the best. You saw me. The 2 plays that I had were
spot on. I had Mallet and Charles, and you. The Nelson and
Kyle Nelson.
Dober and the under. You gave me the under to tell everyone to tell them to take the, and that one I did not think was going to hit.
Yeah, and
Dober.
Yeah, the Dober under. Listen, it's an auto bet for me at this point. If Drew Dober's fighting, just take under 2.5 rounds, and
someone's going out.
Someone's probably going to go to sleep.
Yeah,
bro. The Kyle Nelson fight.
Yeah,
that ref.
Oh my God.
Fuck that ref.
John Mergliato.
I text you 100 times.
Yeah. So I'm doing commentary. Shout out Armored MMA. We had an amazing show in Canton, Ohio, NFL Hall of Fame Stadium. And my phone I'm getting bing, 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 because we had so much money on Kyle Nelson.
I'm like, we won. We didn't win.
We won. And then I'm like, okay, all right. Like I'm like smiling, like inside celebrating. And then I get like 2 more texts, bro. WTF? What the fuck,
dude?
And then I watch it. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
How was that?
3 seconds left. The ref.
And he called it before the 3 seconds.
They shook hands.
It's insane. Dan Mergliata had a rough night. He's usually spot on, but it was a bad. I mean, even
because you could blow your load. Your adrenaline dump. You're tired. You just gave it all that. Like
that's what worried me. I was like, dude, Drew
he might be done now.
And
for Voles,
and there's a problem in the UFC right now. And the Kevin Holland fight is another perfect example. There is no 2 warnings anymore. There cannot be no more. Okay, you hit a nut shot and you hit another one, and
it should be 1.
Maybe 1 max.
1 warning,
bro. It's coming.
But
to
they
a point.
give us that. Wait a second. They do give us a hard warning in the back. A lot of refs do give you a hard warning.
So then, bro, control your weapons. I can understand if someone's moving as you're throwing the kick.
That's why I think you should be 1 grace. You know,
but you got to understand, like on that second one, a point has to be taken because at this point we have to enforce the rules of the fight.
If not, go kick someone in the nuts once just to have that little edge.
But even then, so like. You can't have all these rules in the back and get these hard warnings, and then someone that gets truly affected in the fight, like Kevin Holland, and then he can't really move. Because I thought in the first round he was gonna, from that point on, he was gonna piece him up.
I thought Holland was then looking for a way out. If he would have got a point, I think Holland's nuts would have felt miraculously better, and he would have fought his fight. I think he was really upset that he didn't get a point.
But I mean, you can't truly say that. You can't.
I would have been happy. Listen, I was really upset, and it is a very bad look. Because, as you said, picture perfect.
Yeah.
Dude, you cannot get away. And I had the same thing happen to me in my UFC debut, where I got nut shotted several times. I got eye poked. Yeah. I had floaters in my eyes for 3 months. No shit. You have to enforce these rules.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's a precaution, man. It's safety. Like, you have to understand, a nut shot, an eye poke, a back of the head shot, it changes the dynamic of a fight.
And here's how to stop it. There should be no leniency whatsoever. It should be a point, and I promise you, if you take a point on that first thing, you're not going to see more eye pokes. You're going to see a very small amount of nut shots, because guess what? Fighters are going to know, fuck, if I fuck up and poke this dude in the eye right now, I'm losing a point.
I still think Mallet was good with striking, and when they tangled up and wrestled, he was getting the better of it throughout the scrambles.
But that changed the whole fight.
It changed the whole fight for sure.
Yeah,
my fight. Mark Smith. Shout out to Mark Smith again. Austin Vanderford was messing with his fingers, and Mark Smith goes, "I'm not going to tell you again. Watch those fingers right away."
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's almost like prior to
happening, he's already warning. Because fighters are like here a lot. My guy, amazing performance, Bruno Silva. This past weekend, he was a 2-1 underdog. Shout out to Bruno Silva. Yep. And the ref was warning him with his hands a little bit. But Bruno Silva was a guy all around great fighter. He can scramble with the best of them. He could strike with the best of them. He fought Park really well. Everybody thought he's going to go in there and just get mauled, apparently.
Yeah, Park did great against him, too.
But Bruno worked his way up and fought a beautiful fight, ended up getting the finish. But it was the same thing, like you said, with the hands. Hands were here, hands were here. But still, amazing performance.
We didn't bet this at all or talk this, but man, that Cody Gibson fight.
Holy
that was brutal.
Wow.
That was brutal.
And you called that. That's crazy. You win 11. That's
For me, I thought Cody needed to grapple in that fight.
Yeah.
And came out right away. I mean, he got clipped right away. Yeah. So we didn't see what type of game plan.
You got to be careful with naked kicks.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
But it was a great card in Vancouver. Like great card.
Great energy. Our friends were there. They're all winning money. Brandon Allen. Shout out Brandon Allen. We got to give our boy plus 170, plus 180. We told you guys on the show. I read a bunch of comments. I got a million DMs. I'm sure you did. RDR's going to win. RDR, you're crazy. You're being biased because he's your boy.
Yeah. Brendan Allen by KO plus 500 paid out. Big money.
That's crazy.
Big money.
Wow. Okay.
And for RDR to quit on the stool, it's like, I mean,
I've never seen that actually.
No, I've seen it.
I haven't.
Max Rachkov.
Yeah. Holy shit! Back to COVID, baby.
Yeah, that was.
But I've seen it with like brutal damage.
No,
there wasn't like
you got watch Max
There's this, Max Rachkov.
You gotta watch it. He's just like, I can't do this no more. Wow. He was fighting actually another dude that trained at VFS.
No way.
Yeah, who did he fight?
Good lord, man, forgive me.
It was
Austin Hubbard.
Yes, Austin Hubbard.
No
yeah.
way, okay.
So this guy, he was great wrestler. Like Max is really a really good wrestler, but he was taking a fight on short notice. It was a 1-1 apiece. Like, it was coming into the third round, and he had nothing left. And you hear him in his corner arguing with his coach, like, I'm done. His coach is trying to push him. But man, it's like once a fighter says they're done and they don't have nothing left, that's it. You have to.
You saw the tweet from the coach though. The coach said it was him.
Yeah, the coach said it was him in that fight. Yeah, but RDR looked.
He was defeated. Yeah. His coach looked at him and knew. Okay.
Bro, when you're on the ground just laying there after the round like that, like
it's not a good look.
It's enough.
No,
yeah, I thought the ref should have stopped it at that point. When you see a fighter just laid out like that.
Yeah,
and he was like, oh, you have to get up and go to your corner. I'm gonna stop. I might have waved it off right there if I was the ref.
Oh, I thought with Holland then too. How many times did they ask him, "Do you want to continue?" Any other? If it was in Vegas, they would have waved it off.
This is. Hold on, really quick. This is what I don't agree with.
Okay.
Number one, you get DQ'd. I mean, excuse me.
You lose the fight.
Wait. You get a foul.
Yeah.
You can't continue.
It's a no contest.
Yeah, it would have been a no contest.
What I did not understand, that's what I did not understand,
the ref said
is when the referee said that.
You lose, Holland. He said that to him.
He said that.
He said, if you don't want to continue fighting, DQ, you lose the fight.
That's after the second foul.
See, I didn't hear
yeah.
I was doing commentary. I did not hear him say that. That's crazy for him to say that.
That was very weird. That for me to hear that, because then it's like, wait a second. I'm not the one who fouled.
Yeah.
I'm the one who got
I got jeopardized, and I'm losing now.
And I'm losing.
And arguably, I think Holland won that first round.
Yeah.
No. Holland is an elite scrambler. People don't realize. Even against Chimaev, before he got submitted, he was scrambling, bro.
Yeah.
Holland is When Holland is locked in and training, he's a very, very dangerous fighter.
For sure.
And you see him on this, win-loss. I mean, you train with him, I'm sure, right?
I just can't bet on him ever. I knew to fade him. I was like, you don't know what Holland you're getting. That's why.
Well, I think Kevin Holland is, even at this point in his career, and
he's a money fighter. He will take every fight. He fights 5-6 times a year.
He's dangerous.
But he's a beast. There's no doubt about his skill set.
He's dangerous in the sense that I always tell people that he's honest to God, and I've trained with so many people. He's one of the most gifted dudes that you'll
stud.
Punches hard, kicks hard, submits.
Stud. And he's great at that weight class. Okay, let's get into the card.
Yeah.
Zaid, who do you like for sure? I'm going to go Aspinall myself in the main event, obviously. And I think the under. I'm going to take the under with that as well. And we got Umar fighting, who you actually are good friends with. I've met him before. So
yeah, Umar I got to interview in Chicago. One of the nicest dudes.
Yeah.
You'll see.
So I definitely like Umar and Aspinall.
So hold on. All right, let me just pull this all up here.
Let me pull them up as well.
Okay.
Go through a few.
Yeah, I have no idea I know the main event is.
So we have Almeida versus Volkov, which is a really interesting fight. Jailton
Almeida versus Volkov.
Almeida, I like.
Holy shit.
I like Almeida.
I like Almeida.
You like Almeida?
I'm telling you right now, man.
Almeida's
that
good,
dude.
bro.
And I know he had a rough outing.
Ngannou vibe to him.
I lost a lot of money betting on him against Curtis Blades.
Me too.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that, but I knew that was going to happen.
Why?
You know why? Because Curtis, dude,
he's a wrestler, but
Curtis Blades is a wrestler.
But he hasn't gotten a takedown in like 6 fights.
But he can counter wrestle too.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He's not easy. And we all know Jailton Almeida's game plan is what? Snap that rear front kick and go straight to the takedown. He could find success against the much taller Volkov.
First round, he mauled him, Blades, but Blades, credit to Blades, like he stayed in there second round.
No,
Volkov, I think Almeida's a nightmare matchup for almost everyone in the division.
He's a specimen.
I would love to see him against Tom Aspinall.
That's future. If he wins this, maybe they'll plug it.
Yeah.
Listen, because I don't think... to be honest, at heavyweight, I don't think too many people are going to be beating Tom Aspinall.
I don't either. I love Aspinall. I'm an Aspinall fan for sure.
We haven't seen a lot of tape of Tom Aspinall.
No, for sure. Because
he's a UK slugger, bro. He's got that UK
he's smoking. And the thing is, man, the heavyweight division. I hate to say it in the UFC. I mean, or just in general, it's not competitive. Like
I'm gonna do steroids.
Very top heavy.
I'm gonna do steroids and eat a lot and
just bump up to heavyweight. I think Gable Stevenson's fighting Dirty Boxing. October 30th. Shout out to Dirty Boxing. They just hit us up. They want us to come, so we're gonna go to Dirty Boxing.
Perry's my boy. That's my guy.
So Dirty Boxing, October 30. Gable Stevenson's fighting.
Hey, I want to watch that.
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's all meet out there.
Let's go out there
in Tennessee.
Yes, Nashville, Tennessee. We'll go October 30th, and then it's gonna be a crazy Halloween the next day. It'll be a nice.
That'd be a great time.
Okay, so
I like that.
Gable Stevenson's a guy that's fighting in the main event. If he fought in the UFC right now, Gable, with his wrestling accolades as an Olympic gold
I know
medalist,
Gable. He follows me. He's a stud. Yeah.
Gable will be, I think, a top 10 fighter.
Immediately, if he gets his striking in his hands there, and if he likes, if he's okay with being hit.
He does not even need his hands. He can go in right now and he could beat multiple people inside the top 10.
Bo Nickel. That sounds like Bo Nickel.
I'm telling you.
I get it, but
no, you got to like to being hit. There's a difference between a great wrestler and a fighter.
I'm going to pull up the top 10 right now, UFC heavyweight rankings, if you guys could tell me if I'm crazy.
Okay, but Bo Nickel was a -1,000 and Rainier Rider.
It's different. That's a different division. It's a different division. You got to understand divisions.
Yeah, heavyweights, they can't wrestle. When they're on their back, most of them stay on their back. That's fair.
All right, so we have Tom Aspinall. We have Volkov. We have Gane. We have Pavlovich. We have Blades. We have Almeida. We have Waldo Acosta. I think he smokes Acosta.
He kills Acosta.
I think he smokes Spivak. I think he mauls Derek Lewis.
No, he doesn't.
You don't think he mauls Derek Lewis?
No. I've seen. Listen, let me tell you something about Derek Lewis. I'm gonna be very honest with you. One dude that MMA does not apply to, Derek Lewis.
That is
MMA. MMA does not.
I agree.
MMA does not apply.
He is the one. Dude.
He is the exception. There is the listen. I went
shout out Derek Lewis. I love his businesses.
Shout out Derek Lewis.
Yeah,
and I've seen Derek Lewis train. I was in Houston at Main Street Boxing, working with Bob Perez and the whole crew down there in Houston. This dude has 24-ounce or 22-ounce boxing gloves.
No way. Heavy hands. Lewis. He's hurting people with those too, I bet.
Dude, there's just... And I've seen it time and time again because I bet against Derek. I was like, dude, no, Derek, no.
Yeah.
The dude will be in mount, side control, half guard, and just be like, all right, we're getting up. Like, you ain't holding me down.
It's different, though. Different against an Olympic gold medal wrestler.
Yeah, but wait a second. Wait a second. If he gets up 3-4 times, listen, you have to understand something. When you're getting punched, you're getting kicked, you're getting kneed, the cardio wrestling changes, brother. When you're getting hurt and you're still trying to grab onto somebody and they're like, get off of me, pop, pop, pop. They're throwing 3-4 big shots. And then you have to play. It plays a mental fatigue on somebody.
Oh, for sure.
When you know you're fighting somebody like Derek Lewis, because it's a different story when you fight a guy that has just this or left hook. And it's like, dude, this guy touches me one time.
I think Gable could hold him down and keep him down, but I think Lewis, if he touches him,
it's done.
I would like to see that in the UFC.
I would love to see
Gable,
that
because I think we're going to see Gable in the UFC.
I've been waiting for it. He's going to do great. I think he will be top 5 quick.
Yeah, for sure. No, agreed.
Very quick. Then top 3, but I think Aspinall does him in.
Yeah. I mean, this is a long ways away, for sure. But let's get back to the card. We jumped off topic here.
Yeah, okay. So back to some of these picks. I do want to say I like. Let's see here. Okay, Rebecca and Klein. That's going to be a banger.
That's a very good fight.
I one time put the house on Rebecca, and I saw him. I think his face explode. Do you remember that fight?
Yeah.
So I'm leaning towards Klein. I don't know how much I might sprinkle that, but I am going Almeida.
It depends.
I am going Aspinall.
If Rebecca decides to grapple,
yes.
That's where it's going to become. But if Rebecca wants to play fan favorite based off of Rebecca's last performance when he fought Chris Duncan, if Rebecca decides to take that route, it's going to be hard because Klein's
on a wave right now.
We were warming up with him last May.
He's special,
dude. He's special. He's freaky.
He's got it. He's got it, and he's got cardio for days.
Yeah, he does.
So, and I really like Umar. Obviously,
he's a massive favorite. You know, one play I like fights at a pick'em right now is Alexander Rakic. He's facing Azamat Mirzakhanov.
Yeah.
What makes you like that fight? Because Mirzakhanov is dangerous.
Mirzakhanov's dangerous. But I think the strength of schedule that he's fought in hasn't been to the level of Alexander Rakic. I think this is a big step up in competition. Okay. And I think Rakic is great everywhere in a 3-round fight.
Who did Mirzakhanov fight last?
Bredson Ribeiro.
Oh,
he fought Dustin Jacoby. He fought Alonzo Menefield.
Dustin Jacoby's hard. That was a tough fight. But how did he beat? Did he?
Ribeiro. He finished in the first round.
Yeah,
but I don't think Ribeiro.
All respect to Ribeiro. It's all respect for Ribeiro. But you're comparing. You're going from Ribeiro to Rakic, or you're going from Ribeiro to Jacoby, because Jacoby is a very established light heavyweight.
And I think Rakic has faced some of the best guys. I mean, his last 2 losses are Yuri Prochazka and Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard.
And against Yuri Prochazka, he looked really good. He looked really good.
He didn't look that bad against Magomed either.
Yeah, he went the distance with Magomed.
That's actually a debate, man.
I think Rakic being the underdog here is a little bit crazy.
Okay.
He's like minus 105, and Mirzakhanov's like minus 115. And you see that Mirzakhanov 15-0, a Russian guy coming up, but I don't think he's fought in the elite level yet.
You saw it this past weekend with Bakoyev and
I took the tall
Yusri Bulgari or whatever.
Yeah, Bulgari. I won on Bulgari.
Yeah,
I live bet him, and I just could tell in the way at their weigh-ins, he was telling them like, "Oh, I got something for you." And
he told them. He was like, "Dude," he was super confident. He's like, "Dude," you're talking shit.
I saw
to me,
the weigh-ins, their walkout, and asked them immediately. I was like, I feel it, and I started going live on him. But I also like Ikram versus Park Jun Young.
Who you got in that fight, though?
I like Ikram. So for me, this is the thing.
It's tough.
I think Asian UFC fighters are the most phenomenal in shape, cardio, great grapplers. I don't know if you've noticed a trend in this. I might get in trouble for saying this. They don't have chins.
No, wait a second. Did you watch?
Some do. There's a few.
Park. I remember a few fights of Park. I remember when he fought.
He had a couple wars.
He fought
those Russian cats.
He does.
But here's the thing too: is that I don't think Austrian Wonder Boy's grappling is on Ikram's level, and I don't think what's that Chechen kid that fought him, the Durayev. I don't think Durayev's. Because that's what Park relies on. Park relies on you gassing out, and then he just breaks you. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I think Ikram. No, I think that's a good call.
I stayed away from that. I think the line is a little bit wide. Like the one bet I've made so far.
Maybe live it if it gets a little. Closer.
I mean, you could see. I don't have the ability to live bet, so it's not
just
good.
Send me some money. I'll do it. All
right, we'll make it happen. Rakic is the only play that I played so far.
Okay.
And given it out on the pod, I think Rakic is a really, really good play for this weekend.
I like it.
And
Okay.
And let's talk about the co-main, Umar Nurmagomedov. What do you think of?
He's the co-main, or is McKenzie the co-main?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Mackenzie is, yeah. Umar is the fight before that.
I don't bet women. I have a strict rule in the UFC. I did this past weekend. I'll live do it, but I'd never have a stance
preset,
on it.
Right? Yeah.
Never, because women, she's a 10-time world champion, a black belt of this. All of a sudden she gets hit in the face and she forgets that women don't like being hit and they give up. Like, Ronda
this
Rousey
is
alone.
going to be a good fight. Mackenzie Dern and...
Who's she fighting?
Verna Jandiroba.
Yeah, the Brazilian girl with the cross-eyed.
The one that they say that looks like, what's his name?
Like a frog?
No, they say that she looks like the actor. What's his
name? He was, I know who you're talking about.
I don't know.
What's his name with the curly-ish hair?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, the big eyes guy. He's
I forgot his name. That is hilarious.
Do you guys know his name?
We'll pull it up. We'll clip it. I'm sure it'll come to us. But that's a title fight because...
He was in Animal House or something.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He's like, you can do it, Nikki.
Yes, you can do it. The guy from You Can Do It.
You can do it, Nikki. Oh, God.
Rob or Bob?
Rob Schneider. Yeah, there you go, Rob Schneider.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I
like Rob
kind of see it a little bit. That's kind of...
Bro, and she can strike.
All right, we're going to have like a play side-by-side with Rob Schneider and Jandiroba.
Mackenzie Dern's...
So that's a title fight. That's a title fight.
No way?
Yes, wow. Yes. So Wheelie is moving up. That's why it's a co-main event. Wheelie's fighting Shevchenko.
Because I was wondering, I was like, wait a second, how is Umar getting past up?
Yeah. So that's a title fight. Wheelie is fighting Shevchenko, and that's a title fight. Verna versus Mackenzie.
Ramiz, what do you think of Mackenzie Dern? How do you like her build? I think she's built pretty well.
Listen, I fought on a card with her, and I'm surprised how she makes weight sometimes.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Right? That's what I said.
It's a very surprising chick that can make weight, man.
She's elite, though. She's elite on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Her and Zuckerberg have a real good relationship.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
It's funny. I'm sitting 2 rows behind Zuckerberg at
So who are you leaning
towards? You should have told me. I should have met him, dude. He was right behind us.
Bro,
No way.
The only person I see is Zayd, and then come to find out afterwards,
Zuckerberg.
everybody there, the other chick, Sarah, came up to us or whatever her name is.
Who, Sarah Safari?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a good friend of mine.
That's his good friend,
Yeah. Okay, so... Bro, I walk in the arena. So we go in from the loading dock.
Yeah.
And fucking, I'm walking in, and it's Ramiz. I'm like, oh, shit. I didn't think he was still there because I came in a little bit late. I'm like, I was watching his fight when we were at Red Rock. I pull in. I'm like, oh, all right, Ramiz. So, boom. We take a pic. After the pic, it gets sent to me. Look at the back. I'm like, oh, fuck, Mark Zuckerberg's right behind us.
No
way.
It
was just pretty cool. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
Should be like, dude, sponsor my next camp.
Mark Zuckerberg's...
Bro, that's it. You know what? We'll make something happen. Maybe we go train with Zuckerberg.
Let's do it.
I got some contacts over there.
I'll show him
now,
some
so
guillotine chokes.
I'm going to hit some guys up.
He is a reptilian. I fully believe Mark Zuckerberg is a reptilian.
Bro, Zuckerberg Ramiz. We're going to set it up.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
You let me know if he is. But...
Bro, this was awesome.
Great
is there anything
pod.
else you wanna, bro? Thank you for coming
Ramiz.
Thank you guys for having me, man. I had to listen. It's funny because I've been relatively like a hermit kind of, but everybody always tells me, they're like, man, you got to talk more. You got to get on. You have such a good personality. It's funny as hell.
You do.
This and that. And
you're well spoken.
Like,
you articulate yourself well.
I gotta do it, And Bilal told me, he's like, you got to do the media. You got to do the media. You got to let people know who you are and this and that. And I got my tooth fixed, but I'm debating. So you guys could do a poll for everybody that watches.
What, you want veneers? What?
No, not veneers, but I'm thinking about doing a gold tooth, replacing this tooth with a
Oh
gold
hell no!
Why not?
Not
dude?
gold.
Gold?
Not gold.
Why not gold? No. Or a gold outlining, so I look like a warlord. I want to look like a warlord.
You want to look like a warlord? Put a diamond in that bitch.
Do like some paint. Do like some paint before your fight or something. I don't know.
Paint it gold.
like I don't know if there's. Can you?
I would put a diamond in it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Man,
Poirier did that. It looks good. It looks sick.
But dude, them dudes are going to try to take my mouthpiece out and steal my diamonds.
No, that's drilled in there. Do a diamond.
Oh, they drill it in?
Yeah. It'll be.
I don't think you want that. I don't
think I could get this filled with a whole diamond and just like.
That's it.
I'll just be excessively smiling the whole time.
Gold, you're going to look like the penguin. You're going to look like a bad guy from an. You would look scary, though. Like, I would say it would be pretty intimidating.
I'd look like a warlord.
They got the cauliflower.
I'd look like you do have some nice ears. You do have some nice ears.
I always wanted to be an ear model.
Yeah, there it is.
Get
model Young LA hats.
Let's do it.
There it is. Well, thank you for coming, brother.
Thank you guys for having me. We finally have a name, guys. No Scripts on Instagram, Twitter. I don't think we have Facebook. TikTok. Yeah. We got to make a Facebook.
Thank you to everyone who's sharing it, following it, and watching it. And let's have another great card.
And guys, we're going to have a giveaway really soon. So we're going to set something up. And thank you all for your support. Thank you, Ramiz, for coming on.
Guys. Hey, Michael Chiesa, we should have a date in January. What do you guys think?
Michael Chiesa, Ramiz.
You're hearing it here.
January.
That's a great fight.
Let's do it.
January. We'll be there for you.
Let's do it. Thank you, guys.
Got you. Thanks, baby.